responsibly. So I read one line, you can follow one. Mrityuh sarvaharaschaham.
Mrityuh sarvaharaschaham.
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
Kriti sarivakcha narinam.
Kirti sarivakcha narinam.
Smriti medha dritikshama.
Smriti medha dritikshama.
Mrityu sarvaharaschaham.
Mrityu sarvaharaschaham.
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
Kriti shrivakcha narinam.
Kirti shrivakcha narinam.
Smriti medha dritikshama.
Smriti medha dritikshama.
Mrityu sarvaharaschaham.
Mrityu sarvaharaschaham.
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
Kriti shrivakcha narinam.
Kirti shrivakcha narinam.
Smriti medha dritikshama.
Smriti medha dritikshama.
Anybody?
Mrityu sarvaharaschaham.
Mrityu sarvaharaschaham.
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
Kirti shrirvakcha narinam.
Kirti shrivakcha narinam.
Smritirmedha dritikshama.
Smriti medha dritikshama.
मृत्यु सर्वहरश्चाहम्
Mrityu sarvaharaschaham.
भावश्च भविष्यताम्
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
कृति श्रीवाक्ष नारीणाम्
Kirti shrivakcha narinam.
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिश्चमा
Smriti medha dritikshama.
मृत्यु सर्वहरश्चाहम्
Mrityu sarvaharaschaham.
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
कीर्ति श्रीवक्च नारीणाम्
Kirti shrivakcha narinam.
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिक्षमा
Smriti medha dritikshama.
मृत्यु सर्वहरश्चाहम्
Mrityu sarvaharaschaham.
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
Udbhavascha bhavishyatam.
कीर्तिश्रीर्वक्ष नारीणाम्
Kirti shrivakcha narinam.
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिक्षमा
Smriti medha dritikshama.
Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada and also purport. I am all devouring death, and I am the generating principle of all that is yet to be. Among women I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. Purport. The 7 opulences listed, fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience, are considered feminine. If a person possesses all of them or some of them, he becomes glorious. If a man is famous as a righteous man, that makes him glorious. Sanskrit is a perfect language and is therefore very glorious. If after studying one can remember a subject matter, he is gifted with good memory or smriti, and the ability not only to read many books on different subject matters, but to understand them and apply them when necessary is intelligence, meda, another opulence. The ability to overcome unsteadiness is called firmness or steadiness, dhriti. And when one is fully qualified, yet is humble and gentle, and when one is able to keep his balance both in sorrow and in ecstasy of joy, he has the opulence called patience, kshama. So we'll invoke the prayers again. Om Ajnanatimirandasya
Jnananjana Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Among women and fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. But just before we dive into the verse, let's see what is the speciality of today. What is special about today? Any hands? It is the appearance day of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He is right here with us on the altar. He's sitting in the middle with the orange dress. And what a wonderful day, right? What a blessed day we have today. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. I just want to briefly give the history of when he was born, where he was born. Says Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was born on February 6, 1874 in the glorious state of Orissa in Jagannath Puri. He's born to a very, very esteemed and glorious parents, our Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Mother Bhagavati Devi. You can see in the middle with the white beard is Bhakti Vinod Thakur, who is father of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he is also the Acharya in our disciplic succession line of gurus. And next to him is Mother Bhagavati. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur is a special child because Bhakti Vinod Thakur, when he was serving, he served as a magistrate in the government in India, and being a strong devotee, being a very pure-hearted devotee, he always had the desire to preach Krishna consciousness, and he needed help. So he fervently prayed to Lord, please give me a ray so I can keep this movement going on. He needed help for preaching, so he prayed to Lord, and sure enough, Lord gave him the ray of Vishnu. And so that's how Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur appeared. He is also known as Simha Guru. Why? Because he practically, yes, Arjun Prabhu, please explain why is he called Simha Guru?
Simha in Sanskrit means a lion. So Saraswati Thakur was somebody who would just anybody who would go against the Siddhanta, Saraswati Thakur would openly just defeat them in argument. So that's why he was called as Simha Guru.
Thank you so much. Perfect. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was so learned and he was so strong preacher and a devotee that anybody, impersonalist, could not stand a chance. Even if somebody was coming across from the street, he was impersonalist and he would see Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he would tremble within his heart. That's how brave he was as a preacher. That's why he's called Simha Guru. And how glorious and how glorious are those parents who gave birth to such a great devotee. To receive such a child of such caliber, the mother and father is also to be a high caliber. So, on appearance day of such exalted devotees and Vaishnavas, we try to appreciate and glorify the mother also, because the mother has uh, a lot to do with giving birth to the child, right? Father does too, but his role is limited and detached. But mother carries the child for long and she gives the birth. So mother has the most powerful impact on the child. So all glories to Mother Bhagavad Devi. And the first thing, mother is a guru. The first thing a child learns into when coming into being is from mother, right? Right from the womb itself, whatever mother eats, he accepts. Whatever mother learns, teaches, or gives, or listens, the child accepts. That the womb is a perfect school for the child. It's the first school and the perfect school because the child is submissively listening, absorbing everything. So the teacher is mother, and therefore mother is the best guru. First guru and best guru. We've seen that those who have read Srimad Bhagavatam, we've seen how important it is for a mother to give the samskaras to the child, right? Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.18 narrates that if you do not have the caliber, you are not eligible to bring a being into life. If you are not eligible to free him from the repeated circle of birth and death, you are not eligible to become guru, you are not eligible to become father, you're not eligible to become husband, you're not eligible to become mother, and you're not eligible to become a worshipable demigod. Right? How does the verse go? Guru nasasya svajano nasasya
Pita nasasya janani nasasya
Daivam nasya patina sasya namo chayatye samapetya mrityum. So if you are not eligible to deliver the child from birth and death, basically to bring him to the consciousness of Lord, Krishna consciousness, to bring him to the feet of Lord and teach him that what is this birth and death. Mother does that. Mother does that first. So that's why we want to glorify the mothers. There are many women in our disciplic succession who have done this job of teaching, preaching, nourishing, accepting and giving shelter and initiating the disciples or devotees. And one such great example, and everybody knows that, one such great example is, who can tell? Janva Mata. Janva Mata, who knows who is Janva Mata? Janva Mata is the wife of Lord Nityananda. Yes. Who is Lord Nityananda? Balaram himself. You want to see Lord Nityananda? Right here. Beautifully dressed on the altar. And we recently celebrated the appearance day of Lord Nityananda. Gloriously. Amazing. He is the ocean of mercy. And so is Mother Janva. She gives mercy profusely. She gives shelter. She preaches. She has traveled a lot. She has taken care of temples. She is okay. So traveled a lot and given her mercy in the form of her teachings. She gave initiation into the process of Krishna consciousness. Her foremost initiated disciple was Veerabhadra Goswami, who sent on to become a great preacher. He became a great preacher, Veerabhadra Goswami. Our line of disciplic succession is preaching, giving instructions. And sometimes we have Siksha Guru also, line in Siksha Guru also. So the mercy of Mother Janava is so great that great stalwart devotees fall at her feet to ask for her mercy. Why? So that they can cross the ocean of repeated birth and death. This is beautiful prayer. O Shri Janava Devi Idase Karuna Koro Aji Nija Gune Goshao Jatran Tumara Charane Tari Koriya Shaya Bhavanava Parahave Koreche Nischaya. These are the beautiful words sung by none other than Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And here there's a translation up here. I'll read for you. Bhaktivinoda Thakur prays at the lotus feet of Mother Janva. What does he say? O Janva Devi, today, by the power of your divine qualities, be merciful to this servant of yours. Dispel this illusion which torments me and relieve me of the anguish of material existence. Let me take shelter at your lotus feet, for in this way I shall certainly cross over the ocean of birth and death. You are Nityananda Shakti, the divine energy of Nityananda himself. You are the Guru of Krishna Bhakti. You are the Guru of Krishna Bhakti. Be merciful to me and grant me the shade of your holy lotus feet, which are like wish-fulfilling tree. You have delivered countless abominable sinners. Please deliver me in the same way. Today, this lowly sinner falls at your holy feet, praying for your mercy. Prayer by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is father of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. 1 minute. So this is Janva Mata. We have other devotees also who similarly initiated disciples. She gave shelter. An ardent devotee. Her name is Ganga Mata Goswamini. Now you may not be very familiar about her, just like how we are familiar about Janma Mata, but Ganga Mata Goswamini, she was actually a princess of the king of Bengal. Her name, the king of Bengal's name was Naresh Narayan, and her name was Sachi Devi. She was from the childhood very inclined to do devotional service and very devoted from her childhood. And the parents saw it. It was very evident that she was solely engrossed in performing devotional service. So she never got married. But as time passed, her father passed away and she had to rule the kingdom for a certain time. But because she had the Vaishnava-like quality and because she was so staunchly devoted to Lord Krishna in her service, that she left at some point. She left the kingdom and she went and settled herself in Vrindavan, taking shelter under Haridas Pandit. Haridas Pandit is also a guru in our line of Sampradaya. She spoke Bhagavatam, she gave classes, she took care of the temple of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, eventually later on in West Bengal. And then one day, on the day of Ganga Sagar Mela, now His Grace Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu went to Ganga Sagar last year and he mentioned in his class that he had gone to Ganga Sagar. How many of you know where is Ganga Sagar? Right? It's beautiful. It's by West Bengal in the ocean where the river meets the ocean. So she on the Ganga Sagar Day Mela, she had the desire. Ganga Mata Goswamini had the desire in her heart to take bath in holy water of Ganges. So in the night time, you see how Lord fulfills the devotee's desire. At the night time, in her dream, Ganga Devi touching the lotus feet of Lord Jagannath, she came into her dream. And in the dream, Sachi Devi, she took a dip into the Ganga water. Right? She took a dip into Ganga water. And next day morning, she was in Jagannath Puri at that time. And next day morning, when Pandas and Pujaris opened up the door for Lord Jagannath's temple in Jagannath Puri, they saw her at the feet of Lord Jagannath. At that point, they did not know. They not knowing who she was and thinking that she had ill intention of being a thief or taking something away from the temple, they thought that she is a thief and they ended up putting her in the jail. Now what happened? The same night, Lord Jagannath appeared in the dreams of the Pandas and Pujaris and they said at once, release the Pandas and Pujaris and the king. The Lord appeared in their dream and he said, at once release Sachi Devi. She's a pure devotee. And they came and they released her. And after she was released, she was again in the service of giving Srimad Bhagavatam and classes and everything. Eventually, she initiated the Brahmanas and the king of that region. She was so powerful in her preaching and so pure in her service that she is also known as Ganga Mata Goswami. And she initiated the kings and Brahmanas and gave shelter. Amazing are the stories of the disciples, the preachers. Amazing are the stories of women who goes out preaching fearlessly, fervently. Glorious. In the recent history also we've seen how much when Srila Prabhupada was on this planet and how Matajis stood shoulder to shoulder in the movement of preaching in America and worldwide. They preached. Wherever Srila Prabhupada said, they went. They did whatever was asked for them. One such great example is Yamuna Devi, right? She is a premier disciple of Srila Prabhupada. She came in early and she practically gave all of it. Whatever she had, she applied it in the service of Lord Krishna. I just want to glorify all these senior Matajis, and there are so many Matajis. These are just a few examples that I could pick and I could talk about. But they are very glorious. Who knows who the gentleman is with the long hair? George Harrison. From which group? The Beatles, right? They were a big thing in the 70s, right? Like everybody knew them all over the world. Also in India also. There was this Beatle cut and Beatle pants and there was so much fashion going on. I don't know because I missed it. I never saw it. But I obviously saw my father and they used to do this kind of, and I was wondering why is this long, and then they would say this is a Beatle cut. Of course, now it makes connection. Now that we have Mother Yamuna and we have the connection, and due to Srila Prabhupada's mercy, she was the key person to bring them to Krishna consciousness. Okay? And many more things. Among them, she also did the recording for the Govindam Adi Purusham prayers, which are sung every day in the temple. When? At the time of Diti Darshan, the first darshan we see, not the first darshan, but after dressing, when we open the curtains, we play this song sung by Yamuna Mataji. When she first recorded it and Srila Prabhupada heard, Prabhupada was moved to tears. He was touched. Srila Prabhupada was touched. Yamuna Mataji had performed such a wonderful service by her heart that Prabhupada insisted that Govinda Madhipurusham prayer tape would be played at every day in every center of ISKCON and all over the world. Srila Prabhupada glorified and empowered so much. One day they were traveling in Bombay. It was in Bombay. Srila Prabhupada was in Bombay, and you know how every day Srila Prabhupada used to meet all different dignitaries and devotees, and at that time he was developing Bombay in 1970s or something that time. And there was a group of men sitting. Yamuna Mataji was sitting there also. And you know how Srila Prabhupada will often quote Chanakya Pandit, right? He would often quote Chanakya Pandit. And in this particular case, Prabhupada was jokingly saying that, you know, you should not trust politicians and women. And he said again, you know, you should not trust politicians and women. And he side glanced at Yamuna Mataji. And he asked, what do you think, Yamuna? And Yamuna Mataji said, of course, Srila Prabhupada, it's true. So sweet of her. So sweet of her. Humble, surrendering mood. She said, of course, Srila Prabhupada, it's true. Prabhupada became great. He thought. And he said, you're not a woman. You are a Vaishnava. Right there, Srila Prabhupada spoke great philosophy. Right? Who are we? Let me ask you this question. Who are we?
Servant of
We are Vaishnavas? Yeah. We are Vaishnavas. We are the spirit souls. We are part and parcel of Krishna. Who are we? We are the spirit soul. We are part and parcel of Krishna. What is our position?
Servant.
We are eternal.
Servant.
Correct. We are eternal servant. We are meant to serve Krishna. And there is no, on that platform, there is no difference. Men or women. When you are situated transcendentally, when you know that you are not this body, you are the spirit soul, then there is no difference between men and women. In that sense, if you see, there is only one man. There is only one enjoyer. Who is that enjoyer? Krishna himself. Who are we then? We are his servant. So he is the enjoyer and we are the servant. We will be happy when we serve. And he will be happy when he gets served. Like last week when we were celebrating Lord Nityananda's appearance day, right? Lord Nityananda is none other than Lord Balram. So what is Lord Balram's mood? Service. And what is Lord Krishna's mood?
Enjoy.
To be served. Right? Of course, Lord Krishna serves also. He also wants to serve that. He also wants to enjoy that rus of serving his devotees. Right? And who is the best among the devotees?
Srimati Radharani.
Correct? Srimati Radharani. Aradhyo Bhagavan Rajesha Tanaya Tatham Vrindavanam Ramya Kashyapasana Vrajavado Vargineya Kalpita. So, who should we do Aradhana for? Who is the Aradhya? Aradhya is Bhagavan. Who is that? Specifically? Brajesha, Lord of Braj. What is his place? Vrindavan is his dham. Very definitely. Our shlokas are very perfect. That Lord, his place is Vrindavan, and what next? Ramya Kaschitupasana Vrajavadhu. The best form of worship is done by Vrajavadhu. Gopis. Gopis of Vrindavan, right? And who is the best gopi? Srimati Radharani. We follow her, right? we follow her in serving Lord Krishna. So Srimati Radharani is Aradhani Shakti of Lord, right? In more than one way, women serve in Krishna consciousness. So glorious is the mother who gives the birth to the child, makes the life of child, makes it successful. If mother decides, it can become successful. If mother tries, then for sure. Then we saw in the example how different services our Matajis have taken up, right? Be it preaching, be it giving shelter, be it giving siksha, be it maintaining the temple, how Mother Janga did, she looked after the festivals, right, in the celebration. She served in the mood of separation also, and she served very beautifully. Then Ganga Mata Goswamini, no matter how hardship she got, she was a princess ruler, nothing, bodily concept gone. From the transcendental platform, she served, give. We saw Mother Yamuna, she gave everything her best, and she gave her best shot. She was the wonderful Kirtani, we saw the example. We saw how best she cooks. She's world-renowned cook and the author of cookbooks, right? Who doesn't know Mother Yamuna? She has also inspired the next generation of ISKCON devotees. She's given them shelter. She taught them so much. One such another Mataji I would like to mention here is Ladini Mataji, right? Brave, courageous, at the time, in the hour of need. She chose to be protected. She believed firmly from her heart and her soul, ingrained in her heart and mind, that no, these are not ordinary souls. Haladini Mataji is Srila Prabhupada's disciple, and she served many years in Vrindavan, and then she went to Africa, Liberia, and she served there because she saw there was need, and nobody wants to go into this God-forsaken places because it's so hard, it's dangerous, right? But Srila Prabhupada's disciples, they had this no body concept. They did what was needed, not looking at their own conveniences. She did what she saw was the need of the hour, feeding the poor people in dire hunger. Every minute there was uncertainty. The political environment in that country was such that anybody could come and kill. It was like war zone. And on one such unfaithful occasion, the warlord who was ruling that area got upset and decided to come and shoot people in the temple. So he gathered everybody, cornered the devotees, and took them into a river, lined them up, and just about as he was about to shoot them, he had already pardoned that women will be excused, women will not be killed. Men will be killed. And all devotees had their bead bag and they were taking their last mantra and they were chanting their last mantras. And at that moment, just about when the guy was about to kill with a gun, Ladini Mataji shouted and screamed, and like a ferocious lion, she, with her bare hands, tried to tackle the stout guy down, knowing fully that she's not going to be able to fight and win with him. But nonetheless, doesn't matter. She did. She said, you cannot kill these devotees. These are Lord Krishna's devotees. You cannot kill them. Brave. So brave. She got killed. She got shot, but she got shot first before anybody else. When you think about it, place yourself in that situation. Would anybody dare to come in front of a gunpoint? No. And these things repeatedly happen. My Prabhuji is from Africa, and I often hear this kind of incidences. Even today, the devotees come in the danger zone. Sometimes they don't know if they can make it to home at night or in the evening. It is dangerous place even today. So I salute these Matajis who have brave heart, they are protective, they do their role diligently. Srila Prabhupada had this mood. He always wanted to empower and encourage his spiritual daughters to take up leadership in preaching. Srila Prabhupada wanted his women disciples to learn scripture and teach it. For example, this is from the Vyas Puja lecture in London. Vyas Puja means the birthday celebration of Guru, and it's not like gifting or like cutting the cake, but it's a sincere affair, so to speak. And Srila Prabhupada says at this very important junction, he says, I hope all of you men, women, boys and girls become spiritual master and follow this principle. Spiritual master, simply, sincerely follow the principle and speak to the general public. He also said, another examination. So this is the letter to Hamsaduta, 1969. These are the early days of our ISKCON. ISKCON movement was established in 1966, and this is 1969. So see how visionary Srila Prabhupada is, and he has very clear-cut vision, no ambiguity. He says, another examination will be held sometime in 1971 on the 4 books, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and Nectar of Devotion. One who will pass this examination will be awarded with the title of Bhaktivedanta. I want that all of my spiritual sons and daughters will inherit this title of Bhaktivedanta so that family transcendental diploma will continue through the generations. Those possessing the title of Bhaktivedanta will be allowed to initiate disciples. Maybe by 1975, all of my disciples will be allowed to initiate and increase the numbers for of the generations. That is my program. So this is what his vision was. Everybody, sons and daughters, not daughters left alone or behind. They all need to study, they all need to preach, and they all become Guru, teach. So I would like to summarize what we just heard and read. We are not this body, we are not female nor male. We are eternal spirit soul. In the function of spiritual society, both men and women play important and distinct roles. Women's role is not trivial. It is of utmost importance as mother, guru, and leader. There have been great examples of such exemplary women devotees. Srila Prabhupada set high standards and expected both men and women to take up leadership and guru roles. With that, I would like to encourage all of you to read Srila Prabhupada's book, like the verse mentioned. Reading is good, very, very good, one thing, but try to apply it to be able to intelligently apply what we have read in our preaching, in our life. That is called Megha. And to continue doing this, that is steadfastness. The qualities mentioned in the verse, that I am the, speech, I am Shri, Shiva, all those qualities, right? So steadfastness is one. So have the drid nischa in your heart that yes, we will take up this Krishna consciousness, we will chant, we will read, we will preach at any level, anywhere. Mother can preach the child, office going person can preach the friends and family, any stage, anybody. With that, I would like to ask for forgiveness if I have made a mistake, if I have made any offense. Please forgive me. Just wanted to share whatever little bit I knew. Thank you so much for patiently hearing. Yeah, if anybody has question or comment, couple minutes. Anybody has any question? Okay, Namras Prabhu.
Thank you for your class, Mataji. Maybe a hot topic is why are there no Diksha Gurus in ISKCON?
Why are there
No women Diksha
no
Gurus.
women with Shraddha? That's a very good question.
I mean, what you're saying is very logical, and Ganga Mata Goswamini and Janava Mata,
Yes.
they were initiating gurus and everything. So
Hmm.
why did Srila Prabhupada maybe, he said very clearly that why did he appoint women as being gurus, and now why aren't they appointing women as gurus?
Hmm.
Maybe you can see, maybe you don't have an answer because you're not like a GBC or something, but maybe you can give your perspective of maybe what should be happening or what, try to answer.
Thank you very much for your wonderful question. It's a very logical question. That we are glorifying Matajis and Mataji's have done so much, and we have an example of this cyclic succession that Matajis have been initiating Guru. Yes, I'm not the authority to answer why we don't have gurus in ISKCON, but I'm at the same point very hopeful. It's been only 50 years since Srila Prabhupada has left. Our movement has seen quite ups and downs, but we are steady. We see at least there is GBC women member who is representing women. As far as legally or giving Diksha, not in my zone to answer that, but yes, women are giving shelter. They are Siksha Gurus. And that position nobody can either give or take. It's there. It's always there and it is there. And we are a very progressive movement. And we just came 50 years and we have a long way to go. So who knows? I'm very hopeful. And I really commend all the Matajis who have done fabulous work. Right? They have made a fabulous platform. Women by nature are shy. Women by nature are they're very strong in their determination, but they are shy. But that doesn't mean that we cannot open it up in the future. I'm very hopeful. Yeah.
Thank you.
I just want to
Mahesh
add,
Pandit Prabhu raised first. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no,
Devan
this
Prabhu.
was in connection with this topic,
Oh,
women gurus in ISKCON.
yes.
So 2 years ago at the annual temple presidents meeting, the presidents more or less unanimously voted that women should be allowed to initiate, and then that was raised and supposedly taken to DBC in Mayapur and so forth, and then for some reason it disappeared off the agenda and so forth. So again, this year it was raised and discussed again and again. It's being pushed to those levels. So there is, at least in America, there's a strong movement of many senior leaders and devotees that this should be the case. This should be the case. You will see some YouTube videos on it also if you search. That there is no reason Prabhupada wanted it. He's repeatedly said it many times. And we do, even in current day ISKCON, have many highly qualified women, senior devotees, senior, very learned, elevated in leadership roles. But for some reason, ISKCON bureaucracy or management has prevented it yet, but there's continuous pressure to make it happen. So I'm also hopeful that it can happen soon.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Nilmani Prabhu, for your input. He has mentioned that in future it may happen. American temple presidents has unanimously voted for it. Yes, and ultimately, unless it's sanctioned by Krishna, it's not going to happen. So that's wonderful. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you for your nice class. And I think that you already gave the answer. Our movement is only 50 years
50
old.
years, we celebrated
So we
last
have a long way to go.
Yes.
It's not like that Christian have that movement for about so long. So things will happen.
Absolutely. Yes, we just hold on to our path. We just hold on to our code. Let us do our part first, and then hope for the best. Yeah. Thank you so much.